What's going on, fellow spectators? I'm coming at you with another video. This time it is an NBA topic, and this is my love, my passion, so I'm super excited to do something about the NBA. I enjoy football too, but when it comes to NBA, this is what I love. So hopefully that'll come across in the video. My last one, I know the intro was super long. I even tried to edit it down as much as possible. Sometimes I put a little too much detail in it. So I'm not going to do that this time. So this is my intro. I want you guys to comment below on your thoughts for this video. Again, I want to do another controversial topic on Kevin Durant coming to Oklahoma City for Nick Collison's jersey retirement. What do you guys think? Should he come to Oklahoma City in the middle of the basketball season? And how do you think the Oklahoma City fans should react when they see Kevin Durant, or if they see Kevin Durant? Should the Thunder organization allow it? All these things. And I'm going to share my thoughts at the end of the video. So I'm going to kind of build up and lead to it. But first, I want to start out and lead off with kind of the media that keeps on saying Oklahoma City fans need to move on from this Kevin Durant hate that they have. They know that Oklahoma City fans were hurt. And some still might be hurt, but I know a lot have moved on from this. They just act like that we are still consumed by it, even though the management and the Thunder organization has done a fantastic job of building this team up and retaining players and adding in Paul George and bringing in some good role players to kind of fill in. And we had some tough seasons there right away because you just don't place a Kevin Durant. But they've done a fantastic job, and so for the organization has moved on. I kind of want to take you back into how Oklahoma City fans felt when it first happened. In order to do that, you had to live here, and so you guys can see I have my OKC hat on. You can kind of see the my Thunder logo on my shirt here, so you can see I'm a Thunder fan. I live in Oklahoma City. I've been here for the last 13 years, so I've seen a lot of growth here. So I have an interesting perspective. Oklahoma, when you live here, before basketball got here, nobody ever came to Oklahoma. Nobody famous. We were just a flat part of the country that nobody even cared to look at. Nobody was going to vacation here, which was fine. Oklahomans are very proud people. They care about their state, their community. When NBA basketball finally came here, nobody thought that we could support an NBA team. And when the New Orleans Hornets came here, he showed that we could support a team. All of a sudden, you have people like LeBron James coming to Oklahoma. People are noticing Oklahoma, and people are stepping foot on Oklahoma soil. We loved our team. We supported him. We cheered for our team. We booed the other team. At the beginning, we went to go see some of these other guys. It was an awesome thing to see the first professional sports team. And you come here during the middle of playoffs, or even in the season. I mean, it is everywhere, especially the diehards. So everyone's saying, Oklahoma City fans, you should move on because Kevin Durant did so much for the city. What did Kevin Durant do for Oklahoma City? Let's see here. Oklahoma City was blessed that the Thunder arrived with a budding star in Durant. His success in the Thunder uniform changed the city from a place viewed as a country town to a basketball powerhouse. He made 7 NBA All-Star appearances as a member of the team. He led the team to its lone NBA Finals appearance in 2012 and 2 Western Conference Finals. The value of Oklahoma City went from $300 million to now nearly worth $1 billion. He gave $1 million in the relief effort to Moore, Oklahoma after the tornado. He was named to the 2015 Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame. After his departure, he still gave $57,000 to a new school for the city's homeless called Positive Tomorrow. Those are some of the things that Kevin Durant is known for doing in Oklahoma. So he was a part of the community a lot. But let's really look further into this. Kevin Durant is one person. The value of the Thunder did not go up just because of Kevin Durant. We supported the New Orleans Hornets when they were here. The value was going to go up because we were filling seats. Yes, Kevin Durant helped fill seats, but there was Russell Westbrook. There was James Harden. Kevin Durant wasn't there. You think that we would have lost James Harden? I really doubt that they would have traded James Harden. They would have had the cap space and the money to keep both Russell Westbrook and James Harden. The value was going to go up no matter what. The money that he gave. Let's just put this into perspective. How much money did Kevin Durant make in that year? According to Hoops Hype, Kevin Durant made about $17.5 million. He also had endorsement money. You can see here that he made $135.5 million since 2007, so over 9 years. It's about $15 million a year. So you got 17 plus 15. He made about $32 million a year just in endorsements and playing basketball. So he gives $1 million of that $32 million. That's about 3.1% of his income. So yeah, $1 million went a long way. Oklahoma City is grateful that he did it, but it doesn't change anything from what he did to Oklahoma City and how he did it when he left. He cared about the community, but everybody who lives in Oklahoma City wants their community to be better. We all give. We all care. In fact, back in 2012, Oklahoma City area ranks 7th most charitable major metro in new philanthropy report. The Oklahoma City area is the 7th most charitable major metropolitan area in the country, according to a new report. That ranking comes as part of How America Gives, a breakdown of levels of, I don't need to read this to you guys, you can read it, but basically, Oklahoma City, down at the very bottom, area donated 5.5% of their income to charity. Kevin Durant, 3.1%, which, I'm not here to say that, the people of Oklahoma City are better than Kevin Durant. He did a lot for the city, but he got to play basketball. What about the people that, are actually out there doing the work in the community? And so we all want to see the community do well. What bothers the people of Oklahoma City, just because he did those things doesn't mean that we can't be upset for what he did. And what he did was he tried to make it seem like it was our fault. He told us he cared about us. These are some of the things that we heard from Kevin Durant throughout the years. I love it here, man. I love my teammates. I love the city. I don't really think about anywhere else. I hear it all the time. Don't get me wrong. And once you hear it, you're kind of like, looks up and thinking. But for me, I love staying in the moment. And I'm one of those guys that would love to stick it out with one team my whole career. Like Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Dirk Nowitzki type. That's awesome. But you never know what the future holds sometimes and how teams may feel about you after a while. But I love it here, and I would love to get my jersey retired here. He said, I love playing for Oklahoma City, man. There's just a certain level of pride that I have when I play with that Oklahoma City on my chest. So that's the only thing I'm focused on. Everybody knows that I represent where I come from, that no matter where I play at, no matter what arena, but I'm just focused on playing with Oklahoma City. It feels like home now. That's where I am. And he was talking about whether he was going to go to D.C. or not in that. But, those are the types of things that we heard all of the time from Kevin Durant. Later on, he started trashing the organization. Critics were saying he took a shortcut to a championship and he had a fake Twitter account. He meant to respond on his fake Twitter account, but instead, he was on his real Twitter account and started speaking in third person and said he didn't like the organization or playing for Billy Donovan. His roster wasn't that good. It was just him and Russ. Imagine taking Russ off that team. See how bad they were? Haiti can't win a championship with those cats. That's why everyone got upset, and that's why a lot of people are still upset. Nobody's mad at him for leaving. It's how he left and then who he went to is a big factor in this. You better believe the fact that who he went to is a big, big factor in this, because it is the weakest move that I have seen in the NBA by a superstar.
How are you viewing this move from Durant?
Well, I'm viewing it as the weakest move I've ever seen from a superstar. Plain and simple. That's just how I look at it. It's not that he's leaving Oklahoma City. If you're not happy there and you want to move on and you want to grow as a player, there's nothing wrong with that. He's one of the top 3 players in the world. He's a quintessential superstar. He deserves all the credit in the world for the talent that he possesses. But the flip side is this. They were up 3-1 in the Western Conference Finals. Not 1, not 2, but 3 different times. He was 48 minutes removed from getting to the NBA Finals by winning the Western Conference. 3 times he failed, particularly in Game 6. And you depart for the team that beat you when you're on the cusp of getting to the finals yourself or ultimately winning the championship for the franchise that you've been with since you've come into the NBA. I think it's incredibly weak.
You play the game of basketball for two reasons. You either play for money, which is fine. If Kevin Durant said, hey, I'm going to go play for Boston because they're going to pay me more money there, there's an endorsement deal there that I can get, or Nike wants me there, that's a business decision. Look out for yourself. Look out for your family. That's fine. But you at least got to let the organization know. Don't just leave us with nothing and then trash the organization after you leave. So you either play for money or you play to win. Play to be the best. Now, I'm not saying you play to win as in you go play with the best players in the world, go join up with them so that they can carry you to a world championship. And I've heard Draymond Green say, well, it's a career move. Nobody would get mad at if somebody went from Amazon to Google. Well, maybe I can paint a picture here as to why this move is so weak. If somebody jumped from Amazon to Google, let's say Amazon and Google are competing. They're trying to rush the same product to the market. And let's say whoever gets the product to the market first is going to win. They're going to get the most customers. They're going to win the market share. Kind of like how the iPhone beat everybody to the market with smartphones in general now, and they still kind of dominate the market, and people are starting to catch up. Kevin Durant works at Amazon, and Steph Curry and everybody else works at Google. Let's say Google gets their product out first. Let's say Amazon even had a lead. They were so close to doing it. They had a hiccup, something came up, and then Google just passed them up, got it to market, and they just surged past them, got it out. They got the market share. They win. Well, Kevin Durant is still a very smart, talented IT person at Amazon, and Google knows he's one of the best employees there is in the industry. So, of course, they would want him on their team, but he didn't do a good job leading his own project, so he decides, I quit. He decided to quit, jump ship, go to Google, and Google hires you because they know you have talent and skill, but immediately what the CEO and the owners immediately think of this employee. They now think this employee is weak. They can't lead their own team. Maybe he just wants to coast. He doesn't want to think so hard to try to come up with something that's going to beat them. He doesn't want to challenge himself. So not only that, he took less money to go there. So he could got paid more at Amazon to try to beat these guys. Instead, he took less money to go work for them. I hope you guys see how weak that is, because no way, if they decided that they need another product to go to the market, who do you think they're going to pick to be the project manager? It ain't going to be Kevin Durant. It's going to be Steph Curry or Klay Thompson and those guys that were closers. He's now a role player. He's not a leader. And that's fine. If that's what he wants to be perceived as, then that's fine. You either play to be the best or you play to make money. Everyone's saying the OKC needs to move on from this Durant stuff. Well, Durant has not moved on from the OKC stuff. What he said was, Kevin Durant is planning to travel to Oklahoma City for a March ceremony to retire the jersey of longtime Thunder teammate Nick Collison. Durant told ESPN, that group was so special. That whole group from 2010 until I left there. It was special. It's about time for us to let go of all that extra stuff and just come together, especially around this time because it's Nick. Now, I agree with that statement. I agree that when it comes to that night about Nick Collison, let everything go. It's about Nick Collison that night. Don't ruin the guy's night because of Kevin Durant and the feud that OKC fans might have with Kevin Durant. He has always started everything on social media about saying, hey, let's move on. He's always the one to start the conversation. So it seems to me that Kevin Durant is the one that needs to move on, probably because it's not sitting comfortable with him, the decision that he made and how he did it. All the Oklahoma City fans are looking for is an honest Kevin Durant and say, look, the way I handled leaving to Golden State and leaving the Thunder organization was not the most professional. I didn't do the right thing to Russ. And the team I went to felt like it was going to be easy to win a championship there. The sooner that he can admit these criticisms are true, it'll look better for Kevin Durant. If I was his PR guy, I would start admitting to the stuff that people are saying. Actually, it takes a strong person to admit to some of this stuff. If I was Kevin Durant, that's what I would do. And that's what's going to take for Oklahoma City fans. Now, should Kevin Durant come to Nick Collison's jersey retirement? Yes, he should. They were teammates. They were brothers. And Nick Collison is probably one of the best teammates you could have, and Kevin Durant knows that. Did Kevin Durant use this as a PR stunt to get his name out there just to rile the fans up because they're not talking about it enough? Maybe. At the end of the day, it didn't work because the Thunder organization handled it perfectly and said, sure, we gladly accommodate you. And I'm so glad that the organization handled it that way. It shows that the organization has moved on. Some of the fans have moved on. It doesn't mean that they're not still upset. It doesn't mean that we're going to stop booing Kevin Durant, because booing is a part of sports. As long as you don't disrespect the person, then boo and get under their skin as much as you possibly can. But at Nick Collison's, I think Oklahoma City fans are going to boo him if he comes out. What I think the Oklahoma City fans should do, it's kind of like an ex-girlfriend type situation. Hey, let's move on, Oklahoma City fans. Let's move on. If he's really trying to stir us up and get a reaction out of us, I think, the best thing to do is if an ex-girlfriend situation, if you have an ex-girlfriend and she's coming to an event that you're coming to and she's going to dress up and get her makeup on, what's going to hurt her the absolute most is if you don't even notice her. Don't turn your head in her direction. Don't say hello. Don't do any of that. I mean, you say hello if you cross paths, but that's it. Kevin Durant, we're not going to cross paths with him, so I think if Kevin Durant comes out, everybody just silent, just don't even acknowledge that he's even there. I don't know what kind of effect that would have, but that's what I would do personally, is just ignore him, because I think that would show him that, hey, we moved on from you. It still might hurt, because it'll always hurt what happened and what he did. I'm not going to lie. And we're going to always back Russ. Russ could do whatever he wants, and he can move to any team he wants to do, and we will always back Russ. Because back to the beginning, Russ and Paul George, they chose Oklahoma. When Paul George signed his contract, an extension after his first year, and when Russ continued his extension and signed another 4 years, it was like, that's what we wanted from Kevin Durant. It's like, no superstar, nobody would ever want to stay in Oklahoma. Why would somebody do that? That's what we were worried about, our franchise, is that who's going to want to live in Oklahoma with our weather and where we're located? Well, Paul George and Russell Westbrook, they chose us. They chose our community, our people. They have our support because they chose Oklahoma City in their prime to stay and use their gifts to try to help us win a championship. Those are my thoughts. Comment, like, subscribe if you're new. Thank you very much, and hopefully we'll get a new one coming soon. See you later.